Regardless, here we are. We're back. This is Rocket League. We got a grind for the Lunar Lantern event. Special thing. Should be easy. Nothing complicated here, to be honest. Nothing too exciting either, but there's some good stuff. Especially the gain 2 XP levels, which we'll get regardless. So here we go. The Lantern Lift, baby. That's the biggest prize. This as well. Which is pretty, just because of the thickness of it. Huge. I got this bus here that we will change. We got to create a new car, and yeah, talk random subjects. This is not the main show. As always, the main show will be just chatting. If you see me doing something, it's just chatting. That's the show, baby. That's where I talk about what I've been doing recently, some highlights, some edited stuff to show you guys. That's where, to be honest, that's where my proud streams will go. But until then, that's why the music is louder, by the way. We're working on creating a playlist so that we never have to have music issues, which we've constantly been having. And biggest of all is I haven't streamed for like 6 days now for a good reason. I didn't get COVID, but I have like an eye thing that's freaked me out, man. The first day it started happening. The second day I stopped streaming, if you will. I'll build a car while I talk about this. Essentially like a pain took hold, and it got like slightly worse within the next 2 days, to the point where when I blinked, it felt extremely uncomfortable. Like it was, let's just say I did not want to blink. It wasn't pain, but it felt like there was something behind the left side of my left eye. It was freaky, because it really felt like it was like behind. And, you know, this is one of the most important parts of your body. And not only that, but it's also one of the most fragile. Very freaky stuff. And so yeah, I was worried that this pain was something infectious, or, you know, I mean, it could have been any number of things. As always, I gotta fix this music on the fly. That was a good song, by the way. I'll remember. Got it. Got the strat chat right over here, so in case you say something, I will see it. So yeah, eye infection, or at least that's what I thought it was. I was like, I'll give it a few days, and hopefully it'll get better, and it did. But it was always there. So if I were to rub my eye just to get the stuff out in the morning, it would hurt, especially on this side. It's crazy. And hell, right now it could still hurt if I press down up top. But it's pretty much gone. And what I think happened is it's simply a bruise. I just bruised my eye. I saw this on, I think, like the Daily Dose of Internet videos, where they showed an X-ray of what happens when you rub your eyes, and it's crazy how much inward they go. They go deep. It's crazy. You're literally pushing a small rubber ball. It's like if you grab a rubber ball, I wish I had one, that you can just press, right? Like stress balls, that you can just squish. You can do that with your eye. Thing is, it's so slippery that if you were to try, it would slip out like an olive. The point is, when you rub your eyes, your eye goes in. That ball goes in big time. You just don't see it because you're rubbing. You're rubbing one out. Get those dead, what do you call those? Anyway, the dead things that are pretty much your eye crust. Freaky stuff. Creatures that live in your eye, in your eyelids at night, and eat the bacteria and then just die. Like they have a lifespan of 6 hours, and then you just like rub it out, like toss it on the floor somewhere. Crazy. That's balance for you. So yeah, now I'm much better. I'm not perfect, so I do have to be careful. I also noticed that I had a bad habit of, just for now, we'll put the platinum right here. I don't think I've ever used this. So again, this is just a placeholder for now. And crap, we're stuck with blue regardless. That's weird. But it's all about the boost and because the boost we got, this one. Yeah, baby. We gotta put the monsoon. We gotta represent. So yeah, that's what happened to my eye. But yeah, now it's pretty much good, so back daily stream more than ever. And yo, what up? This Scallyxander? What's your rank? Platinum. I weak, essentially. But yeah, just an excuse to listen to music and talk about a random subject. I was talking about the fragility of eyes, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And finish up this event, of course, which barely done much of. But yeah, building this car. I should start a game, so I'll start a game since you're here. By the time it starts, let's hope, first of all, a new song starts, because, dear Lord, there we go. And second of all, to put that, damn it, no time. I had the Monsoon boost, Platinum White, baby. Just reading her Diamond. Yeah, I know. I was Diamond before, not this competitive season, but the last one. So now I'm stuck in Platinum. It sucks because I was Diamond and Snow Day and Rumble. I lost it somehow. So I'm back to being a Platinum scrub. But it's okay, I try to play this game less and less. To the point now that I'm trying to only play it on stream. Because, man, it takes a lot of time, right? Okay, that's why I'm confused. See, this paint job, you cannot change it. So, like, I'm blue all the time. This whole time I was on the red team. That's why they changed those names up top. Okay. Can't forget I'm red. This is a good song. How about you, man? Are you in Diamond? Have you lost your rank like I have? So yeah, big show later on tonight, of course. And it's been a week too, so it's gonna be a long one. Probably around 40 minutes. I gotta talk about Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, baby. And because of that, I gotta talk about Chadwick Boseman for the very last time. Ooh, that was a good double shot there. But yeah, for sure, because he deserves it. That's why I watched the movie. So we'll talk about that later. And even better than that is I watched the I watched UFC 258 this last Saturday. And the funniest thing happens at the very end. Literally the last thing that happens on that pay-per-view is Joe Rogan, riddled with emotion, cannot hold back the tears and sniffles. And he's not on microphone. It's crazy because he's not on mic. And he let his microphone on. So while Joe Anik, the other announcer, is presenting the end of the show, like, hey, thank you for watching, this has been UFC whatever, copyright infringement, etc., etc. Joel, on his mic, is just sniffling, man. There's a word for it in French, I don't know what it is in English, but it's when you're completely overcome by emotion, and you're just, your nose is doing stuff you don't want it to do. You're a wreck. And yeah, Joe Rogan's a wreck. You don't see it, but by God do you hear it, and it's hilarious. And I don't think anybody's talking about it. And I'm pro that, by the way. I'm like, fuck yeah, Joe Rogan, you cry. Love it. But it's hilarious. So I got that as a main event. That's the main event tonight on the big show, which still doesn't have a name. To be honest, I think the name at this point is just the show. It's just the thing I do that won't be games that I'll just call the show, especially because it's daily. I don't know. Daily stories could work just because of my name, but it's not really that, although I do want to talk about news today, especially Last of Us. Got to talk about some the casting. And again, I'm going to be talking about something about the Last of Us TV show that nobody else is talking about. No one. It's the biggest thing. It's crazy. Everybody's like Pedro Pascal and the girl who plays Ellie. Sorry if I don't have her name right off the top of the dome. But yeah, I'm going to be talking about the actual thing that makes all of this matter. And yes, of course, Joel and Ellie are incredibly important. But there's something else that's incredibly important. No one's talking about. So yeah, that's on the show tonight. It's the quick preview. Yeah, it's crazy. I noticed, like, rewatching old streams, I used to rub my eyes, man. So of course I fucked up my eye. Like, because I don't wear my glasses right now, I have this weird habit. And yeah, fucked up my own eye. I think I literally bruised it in the same way you could bruise something by just rubbing. If you rub something non-stop. Except, yeah. I was gonna say, I don't know what are the banned words on Twitch. That's the funny thing, right? Some of them, the algorithm knows you said that word and it's like, you're flagged. So yeah, I'm not gonna risk it for a dirty joke. But yeah, no rubbing. Shit, that was bad. My bad. I gotta work here. I'm not even, again, autopilot. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna play Dauntless after this. Very excited. Dauntless is another game like this where I'm trying not to give it too much time in real life. Hell, I haven't. In months, even. So yeah. And I want to say goodbye to it. A lot of updates have happened. It feels like it's in a pretty complete state. But thing is, it's a Monster Hunter clone. Straight up. Like, there's no qualms about it. In the same way Immortals Phoenix Rising is a Breath of the Wild clone, Dauntless is a Monster Hunter clone, beat by beat. And the crazy thing is, I've never played Monster Hunter, or at least not, not for a while. Like, I played maybe 10 minutes of it that I don't remember when I was young. Like the first Monster Hunter on PS2 or something. But yeah, I know that's the Coke. That's the Coca-Cola to the cheap knockoff brand that is Dauntless. But nothing wrong with cheap Coke. And not that kind of Coke. Yeah, that's right up next. Probably stream that like a few days. And then say goodbye. And get into Monster Hunter. Such is the nature of things. You got to hit the squid before you get to that prime. Oh shit. Oh dude. He literally missed it on purpose. If I'm not mistaken. You could have hit that. Oh, no. I mean, it was tight. It was tight. Was that me? No, that wasn't me. I'm super pissed off at a player just without realizing that it's my dumb ass. Okay, I'm gonna change the song here. I know we're counting down, but we lost. Such is life. Okay, Stairway for sure we're keeping. This whole point of this stream is me, like, making sure this music, find out which I keep. I haven't been paying attention. Okay, so you're staying. You as well. Must be hard coming up with a title for your song, because every title has been taken. You know what I mean? We're past the age. Good music has been, happening since the 40s. So you got freaking 80 years of names. Good luck. See, like, this song is called Just Dance. You write Just Dance on YouTube, all you're getting is some Fall Out Boy, and that song is 10 years old. Good luck. See, like, Lights. Lights is one of the worst things when you think about it. It's so basic. You're probably just gonna get, like, Blinding Lights from Weekend. Okay. Okay, back to building the car here. And, oh yeah, by the way, we're just going to be playing 4 games, because, see, the goal is to play 20 online games till tomorrow, I believe, right? Doesn't matter. We're playing the 3 more, which will give us a lot of these. Not all of them. Next game we'll do a casual, because a lot of these are casual-based. And, yep, that'll be it for today on Reckless. On, Reckless, what am I... See, I'm rusty. It's been 6 days and I'm like out of it. Okay, there was something else too. Oh yeah, of course. And tonight as well. Be sure to check out the Ratchet & Clank. I'm doing a reactions to a weird. It's been found like last week on Crave, which is a Canadian service. I'm in Canada. It's a service we use, but they had like this weird TV episode, like a failed pilot of Ratchet & Clank. I forget the name. But it's not part of the film, because of course there's been the film a few years back that everybody's forgotten. And we need that Monsoon, that's what we need. We'll do Wheels after. Man, you know what sucks? Is every time I see Monsoon or say it out loud, I think of the song Monsoon from this, like, one of the OG Korean bands. The OG boy bands. And the stupid chorus is just in the monsoon, and then that's it. That's the only thing I remember, but every time I see Monsoon, I'm like, damn it. In the monsoon. See, I almost read my eye there. I stopped myself. I need that discipline. Because this could come back. This could aggravate in the same way, like a rash or something can get worse if you just keep rubbing at it. It's crazy. You have no idea actually it wasn't too bad, but it had like, mild anxiety worrying about this eye infection, Can you imagine that? Wait like 2 weeks, and I'm like, don't worry about it. And then it just like takes over my eye and I'm like half blinded. That's life, baby, if you're not careful. And man, I'm lucky I live in Canada too, free healthcare, right? So even if it was an eye infection, at least I wouldn't have to pay. But I can't imagine in the States like being like, okay, blinded in one eye or pay $3,000. You know what I mean? That's a hard choice, especially if you don't have $3,000. Okay, feats. I'm not sure about this one. You just played. I gotta listen more. These songs are so ambient. They just like slip on notice. Okay, I think it's good enough. Let's go to Vishnu. See Vishnu. I'm guessing not too many songs have that name. It's a good way to get found. For all I know, it's like a super popular Indian god or something. Indians are like, what? You don't know about Vishnu? American peasant? Hey mom! This guy doesn't know about Vishnu. Oh man. It'd be like not knowing about Jesus or something. Anyway, we got them good Vishnu vibes right now. Okay, let's change these wheels and then we'll do a casual. Gotta be quick here. We'll do this for now. But yeah, it's casual time. 1v1 chaos. You know what? No 1v1 because I'm barely here. I'm on autopilot. Okay. And of course the goal explosion is the most important part, so damn it. You get 2 seconds. And I hate fixing up cars. It just seems like a waste of time. But if not, you just got like 2 seconds to pick something. Oh, Platinum's not joining. Okay, beat's gonna drop here. That Vishnu beat. The Wrath of Vishnu. I wonder how popular Twitch is, like in China and India, where it's like starting. You know, like the Chinese market, especially in terms of entertainment, is really booming right now. You got, especially like film. Oh my god, is that spit right there? Dear Lord, you would think I would have a mouth infection. You know when that happens? Like it happens rarely. It happens like once every 6 months, right? Usually it happens when you're alone eating something. But you never know, man. It could happen on stream. It could happen on a date. Oh, but that's human life. Like that's the thing, right? If it happens on a date and you're out there like you're having a coffee date, everything's going amazingly. You know, it's been like an hour and you're only supposed to be there for 20 minutes. Then you just take a sip of your coffee and some spit drips down your shirt, you know? Now, here's the thing. She has the choice, right? She can choose to acknowledge it, right? If she's cool, she'll fucking make a joke. She'll bust your balls, man. That's the dream right there. She'll be like, I thought you were hot before, but that spit, I don't know. Dude, that would crack me up. That'd be like future wife material. Or she can completely ignore it, right? Now, if she completely ignores it, you can't take care of this situation. If it's like, if your spit just fell down here, right? And it's obvious, everybody can see it. Like the guy bringing you coffee, even he's disgusted. You can't, like if she doesn't acknowledge it, you can't acknowledge it. You just gotta hope that she didn't notice, but she noticed. It's a tough situation. It's a good one though. It's one of those that you never forget. That for like 2 weeks you're shooting yourself, but man, years later it's like a classic. And if you end up with that girl, it's like it's the best because you get to tell that story for years, if not decades. You're like, oops, your grandparents are like, oh, how did you meet? Well, he spat on his shirt and I made fun of him, so now we're married. That's a good story. It's better than well, we were drinking and we got wasted and I believe we fucked, but to be honest, the memories are kind of hazy. And the next morning, I was like, who the fuck is this guy in my bed? But you know, we I added him on Facebook, and the rest is history. It's like, not every story is pretty. A lot of one nights turn into relationships. Especially if you got that big dick. Oh man. They don't remember nothing of the night before except for that. You're good. Oh shit. It's on me. I think our teammate's really mad right now. Let me see. I got chat here that's blocking the pass. Okay, well you guys shouldn't talk about it. Okay, people are talking about stuff. It's funny because I just joined the conversation super late, so I have no idea what's been said. The last thing that's been said though is, well, you guys shouldn't talk about it. That has never happened, by the way, in Rocket League or online games where somebody's just like, hey you guys, maybe we shouldn't talk about this. You know what I mean? No one's that polite. Usually it's all in caps, like, no politics, you know? Like, or fuck your mom or something like that, right? You never get a polite honorific, man. Trying to change us for the better. Yeah, I don't know about this song. It's very thick. Maybe too thick, you know? I'm here talking about Chadwick Boseman, and there's like this thick beat. I don't know, could fit. Yeah, we're keeping it. Oh, come on, dude, that was a perfect pass. Literally couldn't get better. Okay. That was horrible. Check yourself before you check others. It's karma for me. Oh man. What did I want to say? Oh yeah, of course. I'm moving, by the way. I'm gonna be moving in, we got 2 weeks. It's like out of nowhere. 2 weeks. Gotta get shit packed. Nothing's gonna change. Literally, like, this whole setup is gonna be on here for, like, until the last day. Even the background. I will take all of it down, put it all the way back up. That new apartment, but yeah, nothing's gonna change except for the white wall. Probably won't be white no more. Let's hope for something nice. No beige. Get that beige out of here. If we get beige, I'm painting. Talk about a good word for what it is. Beige. It's crazy, man. I love, like, how words were invented. Like, if I had a time machine, there's so many places I would go. But that OG, not even caveman. I want caveman who's writing the dictionary in real time. That's what I want. I want the first caveman that turned oog and ubaka and like freaking sounds into actual dialect. If they're just pointing at stuff, you know what I mean? Ooga ooga, he's pointing at like a big loaf of beef. When did ooga ooga became beef, you know? And then from there on, because those must be such good conversations. It's just a table, like, filled with objects, you know. And they just grab something, they're like, apple? And then they all have to vote if an apple is actually, you know, called an apple. It's beautiful. You change one of those things, and life could be changed as we know it. Like, what if an apple was called a dildo? You know what I mean? Then that's it. Like, what would you call a dildo then? And all these things fit like a perfect puzzle because we're so used to them. In our life, everything is normal, right? So a dildo's a dildo. Nobody reacts insanely to that word until you show it to them. I would love to do like a video series where you just go to Africa and do like, do you guys know what a dildo is? And you just pull out like a giant spiked one, you know? And then like the forest, the jungle men are like, oh yeah, we got one of those, and they just point to like some old villager who comes out. And it's just like fucking dangling. It's all spiked and shit. It's like, whoa. These things were molded? Where's your 3D printer? Oh man. People have to come up with those. And that's the weird thing is, You know the stupid adage that men are the inventors of our time, which is kind of stupid, but unfortunately it's just a fact. Is that back in the non-equality days, men made the shit. You know what I mean? They made the stuff, and equality took that away. Thank God, because men made dildos. Of course, men made bras. Men made a lot of these things in terms of invention. You know what I mean? It's crazy to me. So, man, imagine how happy the first women who got to sit into the room where you get to design dildos from scratch, how happy they must have been. Because they're stuck with these freaking 1925 old pieces of plastic that in no way pleases them, but that's all they got, you know, it's that or the cucumber. So they get to finally sit in the room and like, look guys, look, we all love our neighbor's black dick, but trust me, you need some form factor on this shit. And they're like, you know, they're putting extra stuff. Every woman has a different idea of what's perfect. I love that the woman with the most balls is just like, just give me a freaking giant cylinder with spikes on it and some lube and let's go, you know? And I love that at that time, the women fully took over that room because, you know, it doesn't matter what the men say, right? So then they could just be, you know, build it and they will come. Oof. I'm not gonna top that. That's as good as it gets, folk. Damn. Dude, that's a good joke. I didn't even think of the double entendre until I said it. I was just thinking of this stupid Field of Dreams reference. Whoa. I gotta write that down. That's the beauty of streams, though. It's all recorded, so I got it. That's the type of joke I can make on stage. That's a good 5 minutes right there. Oof. Fun times. See, this is what I've been missing. But this is also the danger, right? If I take like 3 weeks off, I'll be coming back making freaking doing weird jokes about female condoms, you know? How do you put it in? And it's just me for half an hour, just being confused about how a female condom works, you know? It's like oh shit. So I promise if I do one day take a 3-week break, the first stream back will be a discussion on the intricacies of a female condom. Where to get them? Can you find them? Does it feel weird? Do you have to put it in? Does it get unrolled? I don't know none of these things. I could look it up. It would take 2 seconds. But the mystery is too good, baby. Spike dildos have been spoiled to me. I don't want female condoms to be. There's beauty in the mystery. You know what I mean? There's excitement. One day, I'll be like, I got a condom if you want. And she'll be like, nah, it's okay. And she'll pull one out of her drawer and like stick it in. I'll be like, oh shit. Learning in real time? And I'm like super excited. Let me get my magnifying glass. He just leaves the room naked. Hearing sounds in the distance. Wait for me! Oh my god, these streams are dangerous. I've never seen those, seriously. I gotta look at the bottom shelf of the condom section at my local pharmacy. Because it's one we all have to check, you know what I mean? Even women sometimes, through no fault of their own, they have to buy condoms for in case the man doesn't have one, right? But we never look down that bottom shelf. That might be where they are. I might have solved the mystery. I'll keep you posted. Next time I go to the pharmacy, I shall have the information for you. Oh yeah, by the way, I was supposed to do Valentine's Day speed dating, right? Unfortunately, there was like not enough people. I got an email. It was supposed to be at 7. at 1 o'clock in the afternoon that day, I had not enough people. Sorry. I'm like, what? I was so excited for it. Fell apart right in my hands. But it's okay, it changes nothing. It just changes, of course, that day. I just gotta sign up for another one. It's all paid for, so they gotta. Oh shit, my bad. My bad big time. Man, my whole 10-minute set on female condoms and dildos made me lose sight on the music that was playing. It's okay, I'll look up later. Glacier. Build it and they will come. It's too good. Then the other girls like spike it, lube it. Never mind, I can't. It's one of those words where I'm like, you know what? This word might get me banned. As stupid as that is. Freedom is sexual speech. We always forget. Also, we forget that kids watch this stuff. You know what I mean? No kid is watching me, of course, but you never know. Some kid might look at the title and be like, "Yeah, why did he miss a week?" Jumps in and is like, "Spike dildos, lube it up, baby." And that kid's not traumatized or anything, but he's asking questions. He's looking stuff up, and I have forever altered his young life. He knows things he should know years before the fact. Oh, that's what freaks me out about, like the whole sexual pornography world, or TikTok or whatever. You go on TikTok, and 60% of TikTok is young girls dancing promiscuously. It's fucking, man. It's like too much. You know what I mean? Back in the day, you had nothing. And it's funny because everybody says back in the day, and you think of like comedians or people in their 40s. They're like, "Oh yeah, I used to have a porn magazine that I would hide in the woods. You know, there was this dead log, and we put a hustler in there that, and then the whole village shared it. You know, it's like these weird stories." So I'm slightly younger than that. Slightly, I mean, at least a decade. But still, back in my day, like there was no internet, was in the infancy. There was no YouTube porn. There was no webcam. There was none of that. We had cable, basic cable, where one channel was completely blue. Like all the channels you didn't have were blue, and then it would blur, and all you had was like seconds of blur. And I mean black and white blur. You wouldn't even know what it is. And like weird muffled sounds, like weird muffled moans. You ever hear a muffled moan? It's terrifying. It's like alien speak. That's all we had, man. I had like seconds. And I was like 9 years old, you know what I mean? Like that sexual male awakening. But now you're 6 and you're on TikTok. And you're like, why on my feed it's all these 7-year-olds dancing, you know what I mean? You're like 6 years old, and even you're confused. You're like, where are all these young girls in skirts? And it's oh man, it's freaky, dude. The speed of it. Like Google searches were a thing, of course, but they weren't a thing like they are today. I can't believe that went in, by the way. So man, any kid today. I saw a funny clip of a Twitch streamer that had like a little brother or nephew or whatever, and he was reading chat, so it was like his time to read chat. So she just assumed her chat was safe enough for her like 6-year-old nephew. But the 6-year-old nephew went like, "Oh, okay, I'll go ask my dad now." And then she's like, "What do you mean? Where are you gonna go ask dad?" And he's like, "Yeah, somebody asked me if I could ask my dad if he's racist. So I'm gonna go ask my dad if he's racist." You know? So she starts laughing, right? But that's as tame as it gets, right? So imagine you're the father, and your 6-year-old son comes to you out of nowhere. It's like, "Dad, are you racist?" It's like, first of all, how do you answer that? That's a very difficult question to answer. But second of all, it's like, where the fuck did you get that from? The concept of racism. And again, that's as tame as it gets. They could have asked him anything. They could have asked him, "Go ask your dad if he likes spiked dildos." you know? The kid doesn't know what a dildo is, let alone spiked. You put all that together and you have one hell of a confused father, and that's normal, baby. That's Twitch today. That's what kids watch. My nephew, who used to be like, now he's, I don't know, it's been a while since I've seen him. He's probably 8. Me not knowing the age of my only nephew shows you how bad of an uncle I am, but that's why I don't have kids. So I don't have to live with the fact that I forget the name and age of my child. But I do want to adopt, though. Very important. You can quote me on that in like 10 years. Where's that adopted kid, Alex? You said you would adopt. Put some pressure on it. But yeah, the world's fucked up, man. Today more than ever. Man, I can't imagine live streaming with my nephew. I don't even have the fear of like 1,000 people in chat, right? But I couldn't even imagine 1,000 people. The law of averages, especially on Twitch, especially in chat, means that at least 50% of that chat is there to fuck up that kid's for life. Just on the dare, just for the hell of it, just to be like, oh yeah, I was in chat today, and I taught with this kid what, you know, insert whatever messed up thing here, you know. I was gonna say something, and I'm like, again, Twitch could ban me for this. It's crazy. It's the kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Parenting has always been hard, and it's only gotten harder. You would think it would get easier, right? But then they're like, oh, now you can't hit your kids anymore? Damn it. Now it's harder. And they're like, oh, now you can't psychologically abuse your kids. And it's like, oh, fuck. How is he gonna learn then? Oh, man. Tougher every year. Shit. Can you imagine? This is one of the things, right? I remember one of my cousins had a kid. And I'm like, how you... Like, it's good you had him now. Because if you have a kid in 20 years, that kid's life, it might be technically fucked just because of global warming, right? Like, our kids will be okay, but our grandkids, they have a horrible life based on survival. You know what I mean? If things don't change, unless there's a scientific miracle, which might happen, by the way. Every day I feel like there's some good news on, like, water and stuff like that. But one day, we'll run out of water. One day, these cataclysmic events like tsunamis, hurricanes, etc., are going to get to a level that it's horrible every day. Earthquakes in Japan happen on the daily, you know? So, no thanks. So yeah, how do you explain global warming to a child? How do you sit your child down when he's like 11 and go, son, I know you like video games, but it's over. It's time to fix the planet. Because it's going to be everybody's responsibility someday. We're in the golden age. We're in the age where we still cannot give a shit and it's okay. Because there'll come a time where you not doing anything will be considered like evil. Like, you know, what's a bad person, Mom? Well, the neighbor doesn't recycle, so that's obviously a bad person. And that's just recycling. That's just one example. It'll be mandatory to go into fields of work that make the planet better, you know? Anyway. So, yeah, that's like my biggest fear. Having to explain global warming to a child who's like still innocent, but is at that age that you need to wake them up. And be like, you know, Grandpa? Well, Grandpa fucked up the planet, and now it's your job to do something about it. It's like, damn it. But what about you, Dad? Why didn't you do anything and stream all day and, you know? Well, because we could. In the same way baby boomers could fuck around all over the place without condoms and without worrying about AIDS. We get the fuck around and play games, watch movies, and have fun. To a point where they won't. Simply. Having fun will be as bad as having a party and not wearing mask today. You know? The way people hate on those people. will be the way we hate on people that just want to have a normal life and are not trying to fix the planet. That's how crazy it's gonna get. So son, get your shit together and go pick up some bottles in the ocean, because somebody's gotta do it. And it sure as hell ain't gonna be me. Oh man. I never lived like that. I'm not gonna start today. Being altruistic will be a requirement, not an actual good thing to put on your resume of a person. Man, do I hope there's no heaven or hell. We all going down, folks. Through no fault of our own. Just the shirt you wear, the clothes you wear right now, are responsible for you going to hell. You know what I mean? You could be the best person on earth, but just buying food buying this banana at this place at this time means you go to hell, because those bananas were made in a field of slave labor. You know what I mean? You don't know. You just want a banana. Well, fuck you for being in the first world. That's just how it'd be. I would love that if heaven actually does exist. It's just people from the jungle. You know what I mean? It's still like those jungle people that have to survive tiger attacks and shit. Barely have a language. That like are cannibals if the white man just comes in uninvited. You know. Heaven is just filled with those people because they're self-sustained, having not done anything wrong to the planet or, you know, been a source of pain on anybody. Just naked in the bushes, baby. Ignorance is bliss. I like the vibe of this song. By the way, this is all comedic. Because I know, again, this is the best time. The best time to be alive. I'll always repeat this, but we can't complain. For millions of reasons. Top 3 being, you're the sperm who won, so shut the fuck up. You could have been second place, or you could have been on the floor, or you could have been in a sock. You just happened to be in that load, and those eggs. You're a miracle, you know what I mean? So we can't complain. Can't complain because, of course, the third world, you know, the bananas you eat have to be collected. And trust me, some of those things, you'll never want to know how they're collected. So yeah, so we can't complain because of them. And then the third reason, damn it, the whole point was this third reason and I lost it. Oh yeah, the third reason we can't complain is that when we're 90 years old, or 100, those people can't have fun. Fun is done. No more fun. Sorry, it's over. You can have fun 15 minutes a day. 15 minutes. If you want, you can stack up those 15 minutes, get yourself an hour at the end of the week. Rather than that, fucking work and fucking fix this planet, you know what I mean? Because, or else it's the end times. Where are the next dinosaurs, you know what I mean? That's just, them's the facts. So yeah, you can't complain because we're in the last vestige of humanity that is absolute bliss. Yes, of course, there's still wars, of course slavery still exists, of course all these things are still happening. But in relative terms, it literally will not get better than now. Even with the COVID, dude. You think COVID is bad? The diseases that luckily we beat are out there and are to come. Could have been so much worse. It's a miracle it's just COVID. You know what I mean? Hell, just the COVID variants, you know what I mean? But that's just, so yeah, can't complain. Ever. Almost lost an eye in 1 week. Again, it was pure fear and speculation. But still, almost lost an eye, could not complain. I could have been half blinded, and I would came back on stream, and you would have heard me talk about it once, and then never again. I could have had a hole in my eye, and Never. Because there's people out there that would kill to get one eye. Right? That's my point. We all know people that are worse off. There's always somebody having it worse. We can have bad days. We could be depressed, even clinically so. You know what I mean? That's the whole point. Is that it's out of our control. But for what we can control, it's the best time. The best time. That's why I do all this shit. That's why I do all, especially my whole passions. You know, I have like 35 passions. I didn't count them, by the way. I gotta count them. I gotta count my passions because it's insane. I was talking about like people who don't have passions the other day, and I think we're done here, by the way. But yeah, I got like literally my problem in life is I have too many passions. It literally, you know. And by the way, this stream you've seen my passion: 1 for music, 2 for Rocket League, I guess. But 3rd and biggest of all is comedy. I am passionate about comedy. I think about, like, that's how my mind works. It literally, what can I say, funny now, like automatically. Just because it's fun. I like to play, right? People like to do whatever. I like to play. Is literally my mode of life. And, what was my point in this? Yeah, I gotta write down my passions. So this is the time of passions. This is the time where you can allow yourself to have passions. Where you can like read a book that is not factual, you know? The amount. Can't even imagine. In 100 years, textbooks will become books about like green energy. How to put solar paneling on your house. And it's like, okay. You'll be learning that in college. As parts of your like calculus or law degree. Sidebar. Here's how you can, you know, here's your tips and tricks on your volunteer day. Where to go and what's best to do to save the planet. You know what I mean? Because in the future, one of the days of the week, you'll have 6 days now. Instead of 7, you'll have 6. Because one of those days will be completely dedicated to doing something voluntarily, meaning no money, to help. You'll have to. I love this because this actually exists in Korea, but not really. I mean, they're not, but they have forced service. So I believe in South Korea, I'm almost 100% certain about this, you have to do army time. I'm not sure if it's only men, but if I were to guess, it's everybody. And I know this because a UFC fighter, the Korean Zombie, that's literally his nickname, had to leave for a year, and everybody's like, what? Where's the Korean Zombie? They're like, oh yeah, he had to do his mandatory year of service. That's just what they do, you know? I don't know what age it is, but I'm guessing it's between 18 to 32. You have to make a choice, and in one of those years is gone. That's it. Of course, you learn and you make friends, and, you know, it's not completely pointless. But 1 year of your Korean life is completely and mandatorily taken away through service, in war, in army, which is crazy. Like, imagine if you happen to choose the shitty year where North Korea invades, and that's it, you're fucked. You're going to war, son. Sorry. You should have came last year. Last year was a hoot. But now here's a gun. Go shoot the North Koreans. I know they look like us, but they're from the north, so shoot. Oh man, so yes. As always, we cannot complain. I'll see you later for my show and for other stuff. Life's good, baby. Life's good. That's my point. Peace.